Hey guys, welcome back. In last lecture we finished with if statements. In this lecture we'll continue with arrays. Let's start. Open your coding editors and let's open playground.js. First thing, as always, we'll comment our old code, so let's select everything from this variable of a doc. So let's select all of these, let's scroll down like this and let's comment this out. Perfect. And now we will start with the arrays. So I will create here first array, and let's call it some list or some object. Up to you. I will write here const and some list, and this will be list of an object. Okay, as I told you, in the arrays you are saving collections of a data. All right, so I will write here object. I will format it like this, so I can write here objects on a new line, so it's more visible. Okay, so let's provide here first object. And this will be object of a person. So I will write here first name like this, first name, and the first name will be my name, and the last name, so last name will be my last name. All right. Now let's create here a second object. So this will be, again, we can copy this 3 more times. So let's copy paste, and I copy paste. Perfect. And let's change here first name for, let's say this will be John, last name Snow. All right, let's continue with the third one. This can be again Philip, but this will be Philip Smith, like this. And let's say last person will be Emma, and Emma, let's say Green. Perfect. So we have a list of a persons, so we can call it person list or like whatever you prefer, person list. And now we can iterate over these persons. Okay, so how can we do it? Actually, it's not that hard. I will show you for loop. Okay, so let's write here for, like this. And in a for, let's specify first a variable. Okay, usually you call it I variable. So you'll write here, let's say let I, and let's assign here 0. So initially it's 0. All right. And now I is smaller than 10. And now semicolon and I plus plus. Okay, and I will console log out here, I. And now please tell me what we will get inside of our console log. All right, let's go back to our browsers. Let's see console, let's refresh. And you will see here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 until 9. Okay, so what is happening? I'm creating here initial condition. So first I'm assigning to variable I number 0. And I am saying, continue this execution of this code until I is smaller than the number 10. Initially, I is at 0, so I is smaller than a 10. So I will console log out 0. Then I am going again back here, and I am increasing I by 1. So I'm saying here I plus plus, this will increase 0 to 1. 1 is smaller than 10, yes, that's true. I'm continuing iterating, so I'm consoling log out 2. The same thing will happen with 2, so I will again increment 1 to 2. I will check here this condition when I is smaller than 10, which I is 2. Of course, this will pass, and I will console log out number 2. If you want to be sure, you can write debugger instead of your code. Let's go back to our browsers, and let's see. Let's refresh. You will jump into my console log. You can check your I is 0, so 0 is smaller than 10. You will console log out here number 0. Then we are going second time. All right, so let's see. Now I is incremented to 1. 1 is smaller than 10. Yes, that's right. We will console log out here 1. Okay, so we are continuing in this execution. So you can see 1, 5, 6, 7, 9. All right, we will console log here 9. Now we will increment again. Now to 10, but 10 is not smaller than a 10, so we are jumping outside of here, and we are not consoling log out even this number. We are out of this loop, and we are finishing execution. You can see only these numbers here. All right, let's go back to our coding editors. And of course, you can specify here any variable name as you want. I can call it, for example, J, and I can start here from value 5. Okay, so 5 is smaller than 10, that's true. I will display here number 5. Then I will increment one more, this will increment to 6. then I will display here 6 because 6 is smaller than a 10. You can verify it, you can, right? So let's save this. Let's go back to our browsers. Right, let's refresh, and you should see here 5 until, oops, and you should console log out J now. So like this. All right, and also J++. Okay, let's save it, and then J is smaller than 10. All right, my mistake, like this. Everywhere J is now. Let's go back to our browsers. And let's see this now. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is here. Amazing. Let's see other conditions. So let's go back to our coding editors. And of course, you can change condition also here. So let's say my J will be 20. And let's say I will be decrementing J. All right, so J minus minus. So I am starting for a 20. I am decrementing each iteration. And I will say continue this execution until my J is larger, let's say larger than 5. And now you can guess what we will get here. All right, so let's save this. Let's go back to our browsers. All right, and now you can see we are getting here 20, 19 until number 6. Okay, so initially we are getting here 20. 20 is larger than 5. Yes, so console log out 20. Let's decrement 20. So now we have a 19. 19 is larger than 5. That's true. We are displaying here 19. In the next iteration, decrease 19 to 18. So now we are comparing, is 18 larger than 5? Yes, that's true. And we will console log out 18. And it's going over and over again until we'll reach here number 5. We will decrement from a 6 to a 5. And a 5 is not larger than 5 because 5 is equally the same as a 5. So I'm jumping outside of this for loop. And yeah, that's it. Okay, so this is a very simple for loop, and let's see how we can display our actual data from a person list. So, if you want to access data on your array, I will show you how you can do it. Let's write debugger here. All right. Let's go back to our browsers. All right, let's wait for debugger. Okay, now let's open a console and let's access here our person list. So we have here our person list data. You can see this is an array of 4 elements. Each element has an index. You can see first element starting on an index 0, second one on an index 1, and third one on an index 2, and a fourth one on an index of 3. So you have this indexing from a 0. Okay, but length of your array is a 4 because you have 4 items, but first item starting from an index 0. When you want to access your element in an array, you need to access it on an index, like this. I want to access my person list, all right? Now I will provide here square brackets, and now I need to provide the index. Okay, so let's say I would like to access my second item. So my person with the first name John and the last name Snow. So I need to provide here index 01. So I'll say index 01, and I'm accessing John Snow. Okay, for example, when I want to access my last one, number 3, I'm accessing my person in a person list on an index of 3. When I want to access index 5, you will see I will get here undefined because I don't have such a person on index 5. Okay, and then I can access also first name. For example, if you want to access specific first name on a person 1, so on an index 0, you will say, actually I will clear this out. So you will say person list on index of a 0. This will be my first person, and I would like to access first name of the person, like this. Or you can use also square syntax. So let's say I would like to access first name on a person, like this, and you have the same result. All right. So let's go back to our coding editors, and let's say I would like to access here first name, as I showed you. So let's change this iteration. Let's start from an index 0. So var let I starting from an index 0. When I is smaller, now what condition we can provide here? Ideally, we would like to loop here. We would like to iterate here until we will reach end of our list here. So we need to provide here length of our list. Length of an array you can check very simple. Let's go back to our browsers, and you can use length property. So when I will access here my person list, I have available length property, and this will get me 4 in this case. So person list on a length, I will get here number 4. So length of this list is a 4. All right. So now you know that we can access here person list. We can access here length. Okay, so we are iterating until I is a smaller than person list length. Perfect. And let's increment here I, so I++. And let's console log here our person list. So person list on an index of I, which will be 0, 1, 2, and 3 in each iteration. And we want to access first name of our person, like this. Let's save this. Let's go back to our browsers. Let's refresh this page. All right, let's continue execution, and you should see in a console Philip, John, Philip, and Emma. So all of your persons displayed here. Amazing. All right, let's continue a little bit more. Let's go back to our coding editors. And now I will show you a different way how you can iterate your list. So let's remove this debugger. And under this for loop, actually I can comment this for now. Let's comment this for loop. I can access here person list, and I can access here for each function. Okay, so on arrays you have available this for each function. You can see it inside of your browsers when we will access here arrays. So array like this, so square brackets, and you have available here for each function. You can see for each function. Okay, let's use it. Let's go back to our coding editors. So you can use here for each. This is a function, and to this function you need to provide callback function like this. So let's get here callback function. Just to not confuse you, I will write here function like this. And each iteration you will get instead of this argument of this function you are passing inside your item you are iterating over in person list. And you can call it whatever you like. So I can call it person. I will iterate here, and I can display here person. So console log here person dot first name. All right, let's go back to our browsers. When I will refresh this, you will see we are displaying again. All right, let's see this. Let's continue execution. You will see we are displaying Philip, John, Philip, and Emma. Let's see this in debugger. So I will write debugger inside. Let's save this. Let's go back. Let's refresh this page, and okay, we are getting inside of our code. Let's see. As I told you, in each iteration, you are getting here in a person, your person you are iterating over in person list. Okay, so first iteration, I'm getting Philip Yerga. Second iteration, let's forward this. I will get here Jon Snow. Let's forward this. All right, and third one, I'm getting here Philip Smith, and in the fourth one, I will get here Emma Green. Okay, so I'm iterating over a person list. In each iteration, you are getting your object. All right, let's get back. And of course, you can call it as you want. I can call it whatever I want. This function is called from within inside of function for each. So we are just providing function to for each function, and for each function is executing our function and providing data to this function. So I can specify argument of my function as I want. This is just a naming, all right? So this way I can display here whatever I want, first name. But of course, you should stay with the naming convention, and of course, you are iterating here person list, so I would name it like a user or like a person. So that makes much more sense, all right? So let's change it back to a person. All right, and since we are using here functions, we can use here arrow functions, and this will be even simpler syntax. So for example, I can write as this. Okay, I will copy this function, and under I will write the same function, but now I will rewrite it as an arrow. So I can remove function block here. I can provide here arrow. Since I have here only one argument, I can remove these brackets. And this way, when I have here only one expression, I can remove these brackets, and I can leave it as a one-liner like this. And it is exactly the same. So let's remove this debugger, and you will see 2 times console logs and everything will be working. All right, let's refresh, and you should see here 2 pairs of console logs. Yeah, it's working. All right, let's see it more. when you're iterating, you can also get here index of current iteration. So I can specify here a second argument, and this can be index. Of course, you can call it as you want again. You can call it I, index, or whatever you want. So I can call it index, the reasonable name, and I can console log here index of the item I am currently iterating. All right, so index, let's go back to our browsers. Let's refresh, and you can see I'm iterating here. I'm displaying here also index of the current iteration. Okay, guys, so that should be it from arrays introduction. In next lecture, I'll continue and I will introduce you more functions available on your array. So I will introduce you also map function and also filter function. And after, we'll create our custom ones. Okay, so we'll create a custom function for a for each, for a map, and for a filter. So I will make sure you understand these functions correctly, because I think there is still some bit confusion when we are talking about callback functions and how we are getting this data here. So I think this needs a little bit more explanation. So guys, for this, I hope to see you in the next lecture. Cheers, guys.